Juan from Twitch the Ripper. I do synth and drums.
And I do vocals.
Yeah.
This is an exclusive interview for COMA Music Magazine.
So now with the Sinister Whispers tour winding down, it'll be wrapping up in LA in a couple days. As a relatively new touring band, how has this tour been? Has it seemed overwhelming at times, or was it pretty much what you had hoped for?
Well, at first, going into a new tour, a new situation with new bands, people you never met, it's overwhelming at first. But then, like within a day or two, everybody gets to know each other, hangs out, and we've just become one big family. And it's been a great time. And it's, you know, like in LA, it's going to be a bittersweet ending. It's exciting to get home, but we are definitely going to miss Kill Cult like crazy. And they've been like the bestest of friends to us along the way.
Yeah, I want to say it's super motivating when you get out on tour and you get to bring music to people. And you get to get people's feedback directly. It's super motivating to go back and write more material and then to bring it back again and to do the whole thing again. I mean, it's just like, it's like an addiction every day. It's like you can't wait to get to the venue and just set it off every night.
Yeah. Now, I've read that you'll be heading back out on tour in the fall. Any details you can leak yet?
I cannot say anything yet.
Any hints?
But we'll be back out in September, October, and hopefully we can announce something in a few weeks. That's all I could really say.
Okay.
But we will be hitting a lot of the same areas and clubs that we hit on the Sinister Whispers tour. So
right.
Everyone that saw us on this tour, they'll be able to see us again this fall.
Cool. Now, while recording Bodiless, you spent 2 straight months in the studio, including actually living there. Do you feel the tracks that were recorded later in the sessions have more of a cabin fever, crazy sort of vibe under the surface because of the conditions you put yourselves through to record?
I definitely do. I feel that the songs that were recorded around like the 3rd or 4th week, I felt that they sounded a little more depressing or crazy or however you want to describe it.
Yeah, I think when you're in the studio doing an album, I mean, your environment and your experience goes into the music 100%. So having been in that environment, and it's like waking up like underneath the console and just starting tracks like right away.
Yeah.
I don't know, it felt like it became a part of me. It was a really weird thing to leave it. It was just like, I felt like I had done nothing for 2 months but work on that album. And so, I don't know, it's a cool snapshot of that time in our life though, definitely. I mean, it's everything, like he said, the more depressing, crazier stuff towards the end, but it was also just an awesome, fun experience at the same time too. It's the full emotional roller coaster doing that album, definitely.
Right. Now for the cover of Bodiless, how did you settle on the shot taking the photo up John's nose?
You take this one.
Well, it's funny. My brother, Matt Bologna, does all our photography,
Right.
so shout out to him. He's awesome. But, you know, we had gone through about 6 different cover shots and cover ideas, and I had originally drawn up on a piece of paper something that kind of looked like that with the faces and the obelisk in the middle, which I'd completely forgotten about. But then once we went through 5 or 6 ideas, we finally ended up coming back to that one, and it seemed like everything had come full circle at that point. I mean, I definitely love that shot and the angle of it too. I think it's cool.
It's also fun standing in the snow for 8 to 9 hours, just freezing.
You can't see the 1.5 foot of snow.
No.
So I take it that was shot in Connecticut.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
In February.
Nice. Now you recently created a Tumblr account and have posted a few photos on there. What do you plan on putting on there that's not going to be on your website or your Facebook or anything?
Well, can I say this one? Yeah, go for it. Definitely, I have big plans for that because the way I see music turning nowadays and the way that we produce music is everything is just moving really fast, you know? So I would love to be able to use that Tumblr page to start putting up some remixes, mashups, maybe remixes of us, maybe just some beats that we're working on and stuff. And just, I love doing the tour blog thing, but I also want to use that as a content stream. I mean, I think that's the best thing about it, is to be able to get new music to fans like instantaneously would be really, really cool. So we're going to try to do that. And also live videos, and anytime fan photographers or fan videos get sent to us, you know, if they're cool enough, we'll post them on there and give credit to people. So it'd be a cool way just to build our community, you know? I mean, we're in this for a long haul, hopefully, so I want to build this organic community of people who are just into our vibe and what we do. So that's the start of that, yeah.
Cool. Last year, you had the Bodiless sampler in the Combi Christ merch bag. How did that come about?
Actually, a friend from Australia contacted us and said that they heard that Combi Christ was going to be giving away some goodie bags, and she gave me an email, and then I contacted them, and then Jason, Combi's manager, emailed me back and said if we were still interested, that the offer's on the table if we would like to put anything in there. So we thought, what's better than just putting free music into the bag? And so it seems like a lot of people have actually received those samplers, and like touring across the country, people have come up to us and said that, I received your sampler in the Comic Christ goodie bag, which is it seems like it really paid off, which was great.
They gave us the opportunity to do it. They were just like, you have to pay all the costs and everything. So we sunk the money into making the CDs just because our number one goal is to get music out there to people. So and that's let us achieve that. So it was definitely worth it. Yeah.
Well, back in March, you put out a series of studio updates, which were all pretty abstract and rarely even showed your faces. Were you going for that atmospheric vibe? I know I saw a lot of horror movies playing in the background that I'm sure inspired you.
We definitely have a lot of horror movies playing when we not just record but writing music. They're always on in the background, just as inspiration, just like in the background. But we do prefer the abstract, mysterious vibe.
Yeah, just wanted to try to bring across the aesthetic of the record in the studio. I mean, that's basically what you're seeing. It's like the stuff that we were experiencing, for all that time. And I don't know. I mean, I like less of people straightforward talking about, this is what I do, blah, blah, blah. I like more of the artistic kind of take on things. So we got to show people some of the sample tracks and some of the synths we were using. It was a cool thing. I would love to do it on a bigger scale in the future, though. Yeah. It was just kind of, we could do it ourselves, so we just whipped it up. But,
I also feel that the footage that we took does resemble the sound of the record and the content perfectly, so it made a lot of sense to do it that way.
Yeah. I didn't see any shots of you crawling out from underneath the console, though, in the morning.
That was 8 a.m., we couldn't bring up the camera.
Not awake enough to work the camera yet?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. All right. After your set on the Dark Fest tour, or on one of the Dark Fest dates, a fellow journalist gave John a bit of criticism on his vocals. Right. Now, is that something that sticks with you and makes you think about what they said and if they're right and pushes you harder? Or do you do your music more for yourself, and is that something that you could just let roll off your back?
I do everything for myself, and I think what I do makes sense with the music.
Right.
And there's been a lot of fans that have either said that they've loved my vocals and singing or have not liked it and said it doesn't make sense with the music.
Right.
So, I mean, I appreciate everybody's input, and that's great because it's your opinion, but it's not going to affect how I present myself or what I do.
Yeah, but I mean, what we put out there is for people to take and experience in whatever way they want to, but we always appreciate anybody coming up and talking to us. Positive feedback, constructive criticism. I mean, we're a new band. We're still learning and just evolving, so all that little feedback definitely goes in the vault, in the memory banks. It's not going to make me start turning knobs and doing all this stuff, but I mean, I think we could say it's like half and half. We definitely do it for ourselves, but at the same time, the people who are out there coming up to us, I mean, it definitely, you take that stuff in, I don't know if I'll change anything based on it, but you take it all in.
And I mean, one fan could say one thing and another fan could say the complete opposite, and like we reach a lot of people on all these tours. Like we play with a lot of bands that are much heavier than us, and a lot of people expect something different from us, and they don't get it. They may want something different, but it's not going to change anything.
The best part about doing the Dark Fest tour and the Sinister Whispers with Kill Call is just the diversity of the music and the fact that we get to bring something really different to the table than any of the other bands on any of these tours because of our influences and the way we present ourselves and the whole duo thing. And it's just, I really love that about us being the unique band and the outcast band in a lot of these shows. I think it's just where I shine the most. So
I also think not being able to blend in perfectly can only help us in the long run.
Sure. Makes you stand out more.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, that's all we got for you. Anything else you'd like to add?
I'd like to thank you guys for coming out, definitely.
Yeah, big shout out to COMA Magazine. Definitely check them out online. And Twitch the Ripper, Sinister Whispers Tour, Thrill Kill Cult, BMM 2011. Scottsdale, Arizona.
All right.